Before you listen to anything else today, listen to this. Some truths don't come to you gently, they break you first. If you're hearing this right now, it's not an accident. There's something your heart has been trying to tell you. Let me say it for you. Stay. Don't scroll. This might be the message you've been waiting for. Someone needs to hear this tonight. Maybe it's you. This isn't just a story. It's a reflection of everything you never said out loud. Pause for a moment. What I'm about to say might change how you see everything. Your heart is tired, I know. Listen closely. There's a reason this video found you at this exact moment. What I'm about to tell you, you've felt it, but never had the words for it. You've been strong for too long. Let me speak to that hidden part of you. Don't move. This message is going to hit deeper than you expect. Tonight, your truth deserves to be heard. If you've ever loved the wrong person, this message is for you. Picture this. You're sitting alone at a kitchen table that feels colder than the morning air. The blinds let in thin lines of light, almost like the world is trying to remind you that time moves on, even when you don't. The coffee in front of you is untouched. It's been sitting there long enough for the steam to fade, just like the warmth she once brought into your life. What I'm about to tell you, you already know in your bones, but you've never had the courage to admit it out loud. Sometimes, the person you love the most is the one who slowly destroys the parts of you you never thought could be broken. You didn't lose yourself quickly. It happened in small, almost unnoticeable ways. A comment that cut deeper than it should have. A silence that lasted longer than usual. A night when she pulled away, and you pretended it didn't hurt. You held on, not because you were weak, but because you believed love meant surviving the storms she created. You believed loyalty was strength, but sometimes loyalty becomes the cage you build around your own heart. In another quiet room, she lay on her side, scrolling through her phone. Your messages glowed on the screen, but they didn't glow in her emotions anymore. She saw your words, but she didn't feel them. She told herself, "I'll reply later." But later became never, and never became distance, and distance became the new normal. Silence hurts more than anger, because silence means you're no longer worth the energy to argue with. There were days when you sat across from her, the two of you wrapped in the same air but breathing different emotions. A cafe table between you, 2 cups cooling untouched, and a space so loud with unspoken truths that it felt like a battlefield. She was there physically, but her heart had already wandered away. Women leave long before they actually walk away. They detach quietly, slowly, softly, until the only thing left is the shell of the woman they once were with you. And then came the night when you stood outside her apartment in the rain. Not because you were begging, but because you were still hoping. Hoping that the woman who once brought you light might open the door and let you back into her world. But the light never turned on, the curtain never moved, the door never opened. Behind that window, she watched you. Not with hatred, not with cruelty, but with a fear she couldn't explain. Because sometimes a woman hurts the one she loves not out of intention, but out of confusion, insecurity, or emotional panic. You walked home that night with rain on your jacket and a heaviness in your chest that water could never wash away. At your desk, you held your head in your hands, wondering how someone who once made you feel invincible could now make you feel invisible. Your heart didn't break all at once. It cracked slowly, from the inside out. She stood in front of her mirror that same night, looking at a reflection that didn't resemble the woman she wanted to be. She saw guilt. She saw fear. She saw someone who didn't know how to love without causing damage. Unhealed women don't mean to break anyone, but they cut the deepest when they don't understand their own wounds. You tried saving her while drowning yourself. You walked alone through fog-filled streets, hoping the cold air would numb the ache inside your ribs. Streetlights blurred through the mist, and every step felt like walking through memories. You kept replaying conversations, moments, mistakes, hoping to find the exact second she stopped choosing you. But there isn't one moment. Love doesn't collapse like a building, it erodes like a shoreline. You held your phone in your hand, staring at a cracked screen reflecting a cracked heart. You waited for a message that didn't come, for a call that wouldn't ring, for a closure she never cared to give. She sat by her window while rain crawled down the glass, thinking about you. Even if she didn't say it, even if she pretended to move on, you were still there, somewhere between regret and relief. Her life didn't treat her the way you did, and that realization hit her harder than she expected. In a dim room with a single bulb overhead, you stood in your own shadow. Your knees felt weak, your chest felt hollow, but somewhere in that emptiness was the beginning of your awakening. Sometimes losing her is what saves you. Sometimes the collapse is the cure. Arguments became routine. Fear disguised itself as anger. Love disguised itself as war. Two people hurting each other not because they wanted to, but because they didn't know how to stop. In your hands was a bird cage with the door wide open, a perfect metaphor for everything you endured. You set her free emotionally long before she left physically, but she didn't know how to fly without hurting her wings or yours. She sat on her bed one night, hands covering her face, finally feeling the weight of everything she pretended didn't exist. Her tears didn't heal you, but they healed a part of her you were never meant to fix. You returned to the cafe alone one day. The chair across from you was empty. But for the first time, you didn't wish she was in it. You didn't crave her voice, her smile, or her presence. You realized something quietly powerful. The man you became after losing her was stronger than the man she fell in love with. The floor cracked beneath you, symbolically, reminding you that breaking is sometimes just the first step to rebuilding. Some women hurt the man they love because he is the safest place to fall apart. And some men love the woman who hurts them because pain was the first language they ever learned. But my friend, listen closely. You didn't lose her. You lost the version of yourself that thought she was the only world you had. You outgrew the pain. You outgrew the chaos. You outgrew the man who tolerated the hurt thinking it was love. Heal, rise, evolve, because the man you become after heartbreak is the man you were always meant to be. Listen, before you scroll away, just give me a few seconds, because this isn't just a video, this is a mirror. And somewhere inside this story is you. You've been carrying emotions you never talk about. You've been pretending to be strong in places where you've been quietly breaking. You've been loving people with a heart that never learned how to give up, even when the world told you it should. And maybe tonight, this story reminded you of something you lost, something you're still healing from, something you're still hoping for, or someone you still think about, even when you lie to yourself and say you don't. But hear this carefully. You're not weak for feeling deeply. You're not foolish for loving sincerely. You're not wrong for wanting something real. You are human, and the world needs people like you. People who love with honesty, hurt with honesty, and heal with honesty. If this story touched you, it's because your heart is still alive. It still believes. And belief is the rarest kind of courage. So don't stop. Don't close your heart. Don't let the wrong people convince you that love is a mistake. One day, someone will understand your silence, value your presence, protect your soul, and choose you every single day, exactly the way you've always chosen others. Until that day, heal, grow, and remember, your story is still being written. And the next chapter might be the one that finally makes everything make sense. If this message reached you, stay, breathe, and keep going. Your heart hasn't failed you. It's guiding you.